Welcome to the probably rewatch, possibly reaction of the second episode of Game of Thrones. The reason I say that is because I'm not honestly sure if I've seen this episode or not. I think that I have because I have a memory of watching the first two episodes. The last time we tried to do this, like, I don't remember what it was, 4, 5, 6 years ago. And I think that's like all the further we got into it. And the reason I do think that that is correct is because there are two specific things that I like thought I remembered happening and they didn't happen in the first episode. So either I'm making them up completely and they don't actually happen, or I watched the second episode and that's where they happen. The two things that I like have a vague recollection of are again what I thought happened in the first episode, and I talked about at the end was something between Drogo and Daenerys. Um, which was like them together in a tent. And I thought like he didn't force himself on her. Could be completely wrong. That may not have ever happened. The other thing is, I do remember somebody like laying in a bed in a room, like sick or something, and like people visiting them. So I'm thinking maybe that's Bran, and maybe he doesn't actually die, and so like he's like recovering. Is what I think maybe happened. But other than that, I don't remember. So if neither of those things happen in this episode, then I don't know what the hell I watched. But if that's the case, if those two things happen in this episode, then we're good. I have seen this episode, and then from then on, everything will be fresh and new. So let's go ahead and, oh, actually, really quickly, I want to give a shout out to an amazing patron, Jack Bell, who put together an awesome spreadsheet for me of all the characters in Game of Thrones so far. So the spreadsheet is going to be updated like once I watch an episode, not beforehand, but once I watch an episode, and it's going to be updated based on like what happened in that episode so that I can kind of keep everything straight. So the spreadsheet has like all the characters' names, again, only the ones I've already seen, like so basically everyone from the first episode. Other names that they go by, like nicknames or maiden names, who they are, basically like what their role is in the show, and then where they're currently located, and then their status, whether or not they're alive or deceased. So I feel like that's going to be extremely helpful. It already has been actually, because it's been uh, it's been like a week and a half, I think. We are in the process of moving. And so like I had to record a bunch of stuff in advance because we took our first load of stuff to our new house, which is states away. And so now I'm getting back to it. So it's been a little bit since I watched that first episode. And it was really nice to have that spreadsheet to just like refresh my memory with a lot of the names, mostly of just like the Stark children, because I didn't remember all of them. But yeah, it's been really helpful. I think it's going to be super helpful going forward. Jack, you are amazing. Thank you so much for that. And also, I have been told by multiple people, thank you to those of you who weighed in on this, Clara and Malcolm and some other people in the Discord server for the channel, that I do need to watch the intro. Don't skip that, because apparently the map changes based on like what's happening in the show. And it'll show like where people are. So I do have that spreadsheet, but also I have just been told don't skip the intro. If I get spoiled on a name, it's apparently worth it. So that's what we're going to do. So thank you everyone already after just one episode who have been super helpful with Game of Thrones. I think it's going to make all the difference. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into this episode.
That one's yours, Snow.
By the way, I have also been prepped that I might have to see some animal or wolf death at some point, and the only reason I was warned is because that's like my thing. If you're new to the channel, I have a really hard thing with like animal like suffering and stuff like that. So I was prepped. Nothing specific, no details. I don't know who, I don't know when, how many, I don't know what happens. I just was prepped that like just be prepared. So yeah. But again, I kind of just assumed that was going to happen on this show. I'm assuming that, with the exception of like two people who I know, I just like spit everywhere, make it to the end, everyone and everything else is fair game in this show, including the animals. Oh, this is cool. The wall, okay. Well, it looks very cold there. So what's above the wall?
You need to drink, child. And eat.
Well, this guy's really nice. I like him.
The Dothraki have two things in abundance. Grass and horses. People can't live on grass.
Oh, she's eating a horse.
The Dothraki believe that one day it'll cover everything. That's the way the world will end.
Cheerful. That looks super uncomfortable. Like the corset that he's basically wearing.
It'll get easier.
Yeah, that's not really a great thing. That it's going to happen so often, it'll get easier. And it won't get easier. You'll just become numb to it. Oh, well, there's a deer. I would just have to assume I was eating the deer, not the horse. Is she just like weak from the ride, or?
Master Lirio has extended his hospitality. You'd be more comfortable there.
I have no interest in hospitality or comfort.
By the way, I did think he was the guy from Doctor Who. I just thought I was wrong, so I didn't say anything. I should have.
What did Ned Stark want you for? Buying from a slaver?
Selling to one. Some poachers I caught on my land.
Under my reign, you won't be punished for such nonsense. You can rest assured of that.
Well, you just sold your sister, so I still think you're going to be a shit king. Puppies! Real puppies this time. Not wolf pups.
Better looking bitches than you're used to, Uncle.
Oh, it's so cute. He just wants to cuddle.
Oh, I can't stand the wailing of women.
One word, and I hit you again.
I'm telling Mother.
He acts all tough and then he whimpers like that when he gets hit.
Do you understand?
You can't.
Do you understand?
The prince will remember that, little lord.
Yeah.
If he forgets, be a good dog and remind him.
Well, okay then.
Is Bran going to die?
Maybe.
Apparently not.
Oh. Oh, she likes Bran?
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. They might have to remedy that situation.
Where's your sense of wonder? The greatest structure ever built, the intrepid men of the Night's Watch, the wintry abode of the White Walkers.
Tell me you're not.
So he's going to the wall?
No, I just want to stand on top of the wall and piss off the edge of the world.
What a lofty goal you have.
Well, even if the boy lives, he'd be a cripple, grotesque. Give me a good, clean death any day.
I'd have to disagree. Death is so final, whereas life is full of possibilities. I hope the boy does wake.
I was gonna say, people would say the exact same thing about someone like Tyrion back then. Okay, so this is what I have seen. Just like, this is what I remembered him laying in bed then.
I would have addressed your grace.
Says you're home, I'm your guest.
I was about to be like, oh, that's really nice. You just tried to murder her son, so let's not get carried away. Technically, she didn't, but...
Robert was crazed, beat his hands bloody on the wall. All the things men do to show you how much they care.
So those little blonde children that were at the table, who's the father?
Boy looked just like him.
Obviously, don't tell me. I mean, Joffrey too, I guess.
I pray to the mother every morning and night that she return your child to you.
Sure you do.
Sword for the wall.
I already have one.
Good man. Have you swung it yet?
Of course I have.
At someone, I mean.
Oh. I was really like, no, he's never swung his own sword.
Give my regards to the Night's Watch. I'm sure it will be thrilling to serve in such an elite force. And if not, it's only for life.
Okay. So does he think the Night's Watch isn't necessary?
Watch. Nymeria, gloves.
Impressive.
Nymeria, gloves.
So cute.
A present.
Close the door.
You were the one right by the door. Why didn't you just close it? You just came in.
This is no toy.
Oh, he was having the sword like forged for her?
First lesson. Sticking with the pointy end. All the best swords have names, you know.
Sansa can keep her sewing needles.
What now?
I've got a needle of my own.
Oh, Sansa. Okay. That all blended together and sounded like a completely different language. Sansa can keep her needles or something like that?
I came to say goodbye to Bran.
You said it.
I mean, I can see why she wouldn't exactly love being around him.
I want you to leave.
I mean, he's about to. That's kind of the point. Awkward. I mean, I get why if this would be difficult for her, but it's also not his fault either. I mean, it's his fault. It's not Jon's fault. Jon Snow? I feel like I always hear his first and last name together whenever people talk about him.
17 years ago, you rode off with Robert Baratheon. You came back a year later with another woman's son. And now you're leaving again.
Yeah, okay.
I have no choice.
That's what men always say when honor calls.
Well, I mean, you may have no choice to leave, but you have a choice of whether or not you're going to have an affair.
I can't do it. I really can't.
You can't.
I don't think you have a choice.
You must.
Yeah, you kind of have to, I feel like.
Next time I see you, you'll be all in black.
It was always my colour.
Mine too. Well, I like that his siblings seem to like him, at least. I mean, really, the only one that doesn't seem to like him so far is Kat, which, again, makes sense. So are these like the King's people? Or, well, yeah, because there's but there's also Jon.
It was great honour serving in the Night's Watch.
So they're going to split, I guess.
And you are a Stark. You might not have my name. But you have my blood.
Is my mother alive? Does she know about me, where I am, where I'm going?
The next time we see each other, we'll talk about your mother.
Well, I mean, also, yeah, I feel like maybe right now isn't time for this conversation, but like, okay. That has to be really frustrating for him. Okay, so those are the King's people with the white flags. Well, they also had yellow too. So is one Winterfell and one King's Landing then?
Guards, this is country.
Ooh, a little picnic. This looks awesome.
That common girl of yours, Becca, with the great big tits you could bury your face in.
Bessie. She was one of yours.
Bessie, thank the gods for Bessie.
Didn't even remember he was the one with her.
Yours was, Alina? No, you told me once. Meryl? Your bastard's mother.
Oh, shit. Yeah, because Helena and Meryl are similar.
Must have been a rare wench to make Lord Eddard Stark forget his honour.
You never told me what she looked like.
Nor will I.
We were at war. None of us knew if we were going to go back home again. You're too hard on yourself.
He's really not.
Daenerys Targaryen has wed some Dothraki horse lord. What of it? She's little more than a child.
Oh. Soon enough, that child will spread her legs and start breeding.
Tell me we're not speaking of this.
What her father did to your family, that was unspeakable.
What Rhaegar Targaryen did to your sister, the woman I loved.
I'll kill every Targaryen I get my hands on.
You can't get your hands on this one, can you?
Okay.
They have no ships, Robert.
There are still those in the Seven.
You think they can't get any?
The scum will join him.
He will not cross. And if by chance he does, we'll throw him back into the sea.
I don't feel like you should dismiss any sort of threats.
I don't know when, I don't know who we'll be fighting. But it's coming.
Yeah, when you're in a position of power in this kind of setting, there's always a threat. There's always someone coming for you. Okay, yeah, no. So stuff happens in a tent, but I don't know where I got the whole thing from that, like, maybe he wasn't terrible. Because he is. I want to see a dragon. She's getting some ideas. And I'm here for it. Let's burn it all to the ground.
They were given a choice, no doubt. Castration or the wall. Not impressed by your new brothers? Lovely thing about the watch. You discard your old family and get a whole new one.
Well, this family sucks.
My brother has his sword, and I have my mind. And a mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone. That's why I read so much Jon Snow.
See, they always say it's first and last name together.
The Night's Watch protects the realm
Yes. Against grumpkins and snarks and all the other monsters your wetness warned you about. You're a smart boy. You don't believe that nonsense.
Excuse you?
We need a new steward, and there are several other appointments that require our immediate
I don't
attention.
care about appointments.
I'll make the appointments. We'll talk about it first thing in the morning.
Very good, my lord.
Yeah, she's not really in a state to make any sort of rational decisions right now.
Bran needs me.
Rickon needs you. He doesn't know what's happening. He follows me around all day, clutching my leg, crying.
Close the windows. I can't stand it. Please make them stop.
They seem awfully riled up. Yeah. Oh, hey, who the fuck are you? They sent him to kill him. Bitch.
No!
Oh, shit. See? Dogs/wolves, whatever that is, are amazing. Oh. My favorite characters are all the wolves and the pups.
The trader from Karth told me that dragons come from the moon.
The moon?
He told me the moon was an egg, Khaleesi.
It is in Doctor Who.
Moon is no egg. Moon is goddess, wife of sun. It is known. It is known.
Sure, yep.
Before your brother bought me for you, it was my job to make men happy. How old were you? I was 9 when my mother sold me to the pleasure house.
9?
I did not touch a man for 3 years, Khaleesi.
That's still not great.
Can you teach me how to make the Carl happy? Yes. Would it take 3 years? No.
The way she was looking at her, I feel like this is gonna be a hands-on lesson. Well, they got awfully dirty on this journey. I feel like the amount of dirt is supposed to signify that this was not a quick journey. Well, she left the room. I mean, she knows he likes to climb that. I'm trying to think of what she could find here that would give away that he wasn't the only one up there. Long blonde hair would do it.
They come into our home and try to murder my brother. If it's what they want...
If it comes to that, you know I'll stand behind you.
Right, but let's chill a little.
Lord Stark must be told of this.
I'll send Hal with a squad of guardsmen to escort you.
Too large a party attracts unwanted attention.
Okay.
Well, what about Bran?
I have prayed to the Seven for more than a month.
It's been a month? I mean, I get that this is supposed to be some sort of, I don't know, offering, sigil, something that's supposed to be good, but it looks super creepy. Looks like something the Blair Witch would make.
It is said that Erigenia of Lys could finish a man with nothing but her eyes. Finish a man? Oh.
Yeah. This is all new to her, though.
Very good, Khaleesi.
Well, okay then. She's a quick learner.
I don't think that this is the Dothraki way. If he wanted the Dothraki way, why did he marry you?
Yeah, he would have married a Dothraki woman, yeah. Are these gonna hatch? I know they said that they weren't, but you keep focusing on them.
No. Ajalin Hazam Shahara Tif.
She's learning. Maybe this is what I remembered, where he like kind of lets her have her way here. I don't know. Okay, well, this is at least not as, I don't know, none of it's great, but at least it probably feels a little more like she has at least a pretend control, the appearance of control in this situation. She's kind of taking the lead, I guess.
That frighten you so much, girl? Or is it him there making you shake? He frightens me too. Look at that face.
Well, he looks horrified right now. Who is he? She's a frickin' Stark.
Why won't he speak to
He
me?
hasn't been very talkative these last 20 years. Since the Mad King had his tongue ripped out with hot pincers.
Speaks damn well with his sword there. Sir Ilan Payne, the King's Justice.
Oh, girl.
What is it, sweet lady? Does the hound frighten you? Away with you, dog. You're scaring my lady. Don't like to see you upset.
I mean,
Sun's finally shining.
yeah, I feel like that would maybe kind of win you over a little if you were a teenage girl. Why are we just leaving this pup here just randomly? Take it with you.
Arya!
Oh, yep.
What are you doing here?
Don't let yourself get distracted.
Butcher's boy who wants to be a knight, eh? Pick up your sword, Butcher's boy. Let's see how good you are.
He has a stick.
Only a butcher's boy. That was my lady's sister you were hitting. Do you know that?
Stop it!
Arya, stay out of this.
I won't hurt him much.
Okay, well, this would be, oh shit, a major turnoff.
Stop it! Stop it! Both of you! You're spoiling it! You're spoiling everything!
Excuse you? Uh-oh. I feel like he's not going to be happy about this. Oh, good. She's got the sword. He is such a little coward. It is all for show, which, of course.
My prince, my poor prince, look what they did to you. Stay here. I'll go back to the
Is he going to get pissy with her?
Go! Don't touch me.
Yep.
You've got to go. They'll kill you for what you did to Joffrey. Go on.
Yeah, they will.
Go! Leave! Now!
Oh, I don't want it to happen already.
Go!
Push a kid out a window and I don't care. Even hint at killing one of these dogs. And I'm a mess.
Why was my daughter not brought to me at once?
How dare you speak to your king in that manner?
Quiet, woman. Sorry, Ned. I never meant to frighten the girl. But we need to get this business done quickly.
Your girl and that butcher's boy attacked my son.
Oh, bullshit.
He was hurting Micah.
Joff told us what happened. You and that boy beat him with clubs while you say.
Oh, bullshit.
They all attacked me and she threw my sword in the river.
Liar!
Shut up!
Enough! He tells me one thing, she tells me another. Where's your other daughter, Ned?
In bed asleep.
Sansa, come here, darling.
Okay. I really don't know what she's going to do. I don't know her character well enough yet. I don't know if she's going to tell the truth or if she's going to lie for him.
I didn't see.
Liar! Liar!
Okay, Arya, chill. I mean, this is a heated moment, but...
She's as wild as an animal of hers. I want her punished.
What would you have me do? Whip her through the streets?
Joffrey will bear these scars for the rest of his life.
You let that little girl disarm you.
What of the beast that savaged your son?
I feel like obviously he's
Got the
going to
damned wolf.
say it has to be executed.
So be it.
We have another wolf.
Excuse you.
As you will. Get her a dog, she'll be happier for it.
Doesn't mean Lady, does he? No, not Lady. Lady didn't bite anyone. She's good.
Lady wasn't there! You leave her alone!
Stop them. Don't let them.
Okay, well, Cersei is now officially up at one of the top spots for my most hated so far.
Take the girls to their rooms.
Bitch, I hope you suffer a horrible fucking death at some point, please.
I'll do it myself.
Is this some trick?
The wolf is of the north. She deserves better than a butcher.
I don't want to see it or hear it. But I feel like I'll at least hear it. Hopefully not.
The butcher's boy. You rode him down. He ran. Not very fast.
All right, well, fuck these Lannisters. I mean, Tyrion hasn't done anything, like, wrong yet, I guess. Oh, fuck. Got it. It didn't do anything wrong. Nope, just go back in the room and murder anyone else who says you have to do this. I don't want to hear it. Oh, are they going to be like connected somehow or something? Because we keep going back to this one. Ah! Okay, it's over. It's fine. It's not a real wolf. Or dire wolf or whatever. Okay. Well, the first tears have been shed in Game of Thrones and it was over a dire wolf. Which is not surprising. Okay. But I mean, I guess at least I didn't have to see it. But the sounds, the sounds are especially kind of what gets to me. But it's fine. Fictional animal. We're okay. Okay. But yeah, no, fuck her and him. What's her name? Cersei and Joffrey. Because they just let that happen. Literally, just I'm not gonna say I would ever do it, and I don't think it's an appropriate punishment, but I could get where in this world the punishment would be to put down that particular animal. Again, I would never. It doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous. But in this world, it's a prince. Okay. I mean, not okay, but I could see where that would be a punishment that would be administered. But to just substitute in some other random one, well, not random, I mean, they were part of the same litter, but to just substitute in another one, it's no big fucking deal. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? If they had been okay, we'll put out a search for that one. Or if we find that one, then we will. But to just be oh, well, there's another one around. Let's just do that one instead. Because they're fucking exchangeable. Fuck you. Okay. So yeah, at the top of my hate list at the moment, in this particular episode, is her, Cersei, then Joffrey, and then I forget the name, Daenerys' brother, because he'll always be at the top of in the top, I think. No matter what. Just in general. So I do like though that Ned tried to not, and he tried to stop it sort of ish, and then when he did what he knew he had to do, it obviously upset him. So that's good. Okay. All right. I still don't really understand though, they were already gone and gone for at least a little while, I think, right? So how did he even get word that Arya was missing? How did they find out? I don't know. Unless, did they go with him? Did they go with Ned? That seems kind of weird. Wouldn't they just stay back in Winterfell? I think I missed something there. Did Arya, because I guess that's true, they were with Joffrey, and surely Joffrey would be with the king and queen. So I guess Sansa and Arya must have gone with them. And that's how, okay. That just seems like an odd choice to me, though, to take their two young daughters on that trip instead of leaving them at Winterfell. I don't know. Okay. I mean, I guess maybe Sansa makes sense because clearly they were kind of starting to work on arranging something between her and Joffrey, but I don't know. It still just seems kind of odd. Okay. So we have a few different things happening here that I don't quite understand just because I don't fully know yet. Like Jon Snow. I don't know if I can just say Jon. Can I? Do people just call him Jon? I feel like it's always Jon Snow. Him going off to join the Night Watch and this whole thing with the wall. There's definitely some more to that story there that we're gonna dive into further, I feel like. because it's been this sort of like, because I mean, with fuck, what's his name? Prince Charming Shrek guy, that brother, the Lannister guy. He definitely made it clear that the Night Watch isn't quite what it seems, or doesn't quite deserve the reputation that it has, or isn't quite as necessary as people think it is, something like that. And then Tyrion even was basically like, this is your new family. Like, what do you think about them? So, and like, it's a joke, like all these monsters that your whatever told you about. So clearly Jon Snow is like all Night Watch and like wanting to be like, super honor bound and duty bound and stuff. Like, this is what the Starks have done, and this is what I have to do now, even though I'm not technically a Stark. Like, he's all gung ho about it, it seems like, and everybody else is like, I think you're being a little naive about this. In terms of like, it seems like other people know stuff that he doesn't. And so I'll be curious to see when he gets to the wall. Well, actually, he's already technically there, I guess, but we didn't really see any of it. It seems like he's going to learn some stuff. Maybe he's going to become a little disillusioned with the Night Watch. And so, yeah, I'm ready to kind of like dig into that a little bit more. Bran woke up when Lady was killed. So I don't know if there's some significance to that, or if that was just like a creative choice that they had him wake up at the same time. Yeah, Joffrey turned out to be exactly what you would think he is, or would be, which means that no shade to the actor, but I feel like the casting was really well, because you could kind of just tell by looking at him that that's exactly the type of character he was going to be. All right, so we already have, though, somebody catching on, because Kat already caught on that Cersei was the one responsible for Bran. So that happened quickly, and I wasn't sure that that was ever going to happen, but that happened quickly, and now she's on her way to tell Ned, so I'm curious to see how that's going to go as well. Because Ned's already going to have issues with her now after this. But the king doesn't even really like her, so I feel like Ned can sway the king against her. Especially if Kat gets there and shares that information and he actually believes her, which remains to be seen. It feels like Ned is going to have more sway over the king than she is. So we'll see how that goes. Although we did learn, I mean, maybe it was said in the first one and I just missed it, but it was either outright stated or reiterated that her brother killed the previous king, or a previous king, but I think the previous king. So clearly he has no problem killing kings. Now, if it's your brother-in-law, though, maybe you might get in more trouble for that. I don't know. All right. I feel like the king's just not going to make it very long, though. I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to get offed soon, this season. I think he's going to get offed this season, in season 1. So, yes, the two things that I remembered happened in this episode, which were somebody laying in a bed. I thought sick, but recovering from an injury, I guess. And then the moment in the tent. And it wasn't that he didn't force himself on her. It was that he let her take charge. He gave up a little bit of control in that moment. And so that must have been what stuck in my mind as being like, okay, maybe he's not as awful as he initially seemed, which still awful no matter what. But, the R word is never okay in any scenario, but I have to take things in the context of what I'm watching and in the context of this show, this world, the Dothraki, their culture. In the context of all of that, it seems like maybe he's not as bad as he could have been. So those are the two things that I remembered. So starting with episode 3, everything is fresh, brand new. Completely have never ever seen before. Not even once, not even like 5 years ago. So I'm excited to get into the new stuff here, especially because these are shorter seasons. So I feel like stuff has to happen at a fairly rapid pace. So we will get into that. Okay. I do definitely still feel like this is all introductory stuff, which again makes sense. It's only the second episode, but it also means that I don't feel like there's a ton of stuff I can dive into here because I'm still getting to know these characters. I'm still getting to know the lay of the land, figuratively and literally, and just kind of figuring out what's going to be happening, which is, I think, is we're going to focus on stuff with the Night Watch and the White Walkers, which is kind of odd that that was introduced like at the beginning of the show and then we just haven't had anything else with them. Obviously, dragons are going to come up at some point. And I'm very excited to see them. I mean, clearly it's just going to be grabs for power. We have the Lannisters who obviously want power. We have the Starks who honestly just kind of want to be in charge of their own little area, Winterfell. Doesn't really seem like they want to be involved with too much more than that. But then we have the Targaryens, I think, who clearly want to take power back. And then we obviously have the king who wants to remain in power. So we've got a few different things working here. And we'll just see how they all come together. So, okay, well, that's going to wrap up this one. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you so much for the support and helping me or just bearing with me while I figure all this out here in the beginning. Just get my bearings with the show. But there have been some amazing people who have helped me with that so far, and I really appreciate it. Just bear with me if I don't recognize people. There's so many people in this show, and I know there have already been a lot of Game of Thrones people, or not Game of Thrones, Doctor Who people. And like I said, I recognized the brother, I forget his name. Or I thought I did anyways. I thought maybe he was the guy and I just didn't say anything because I thought I was wrong. But I did recognize him, and I obviously recognized the guy from Tooth and Claw. And then I recognized Arya. I just didn't say anything about it. I didn't even think about saying anything about it in this one because I talked about it, I believe, in my Doctor Who reactions. When she came up, I think I mentioned that, like, oh, isn't she in Game of Thrones? I didn't think to mention it here because most people watching this right now are probably coming over from my Doctor Who reactions. Since this is what's, they voted to replace Doctor Who since I'm current on that, at least as of August 2024. So I did recognize her. I just didn't even think to say anything about it because, like I said, I talked about it in the Doctor Who reactions. But there were some other ones that I totally did not catch. So thank you. I believe Paul was the one that pointed that out on the Discord server, which if you're watching this on YouTube and you want access to this Discord server where all of these things are happening, I do have a tier. Well, actually, I have a couple of channel membership options, both of which will give you access to the Discord server if you have your Discord account connected to your YouTube account, or you can become a patron. That will give you access to full reactions, let you catch up on the show, and also give you access to the Discord server and the monthly Zoom calls that we are currently doing. But if you don't want to do any of those things and you just want to be a casual viewer here on YouTube, I do also have a tier that will let you get early access to the reactions here on YouTube if you'd rather do that. If you don't want any of those things, that's cool. Just make sure you hit the like and subscribe. No, I'm totally blanking on what my normal sign off is. Make sure you hit the subscribe and notification button so you don't miss future reactions when they go out. And hopefully I will see you in episode 3 for the first true reaction to Game of Thrones.